Alright, welcome back to 402 Boomboxes. Today on this video we're going to go over some of your small boxes, which are the Apache 1800 and the Apache 2800 box. They're very versatile. There's a lot of things you can do with these boxes. We'll get started with an Apache 1800. These you can put 3.5, 4-inch, 5 1/4. And they make some adapters. This is a 5 1/4 adapter, but they make some 6.5-inch adapters where you can put a 6.5-inch woofer in here. And they're kind of big for it, but they still work. This box here in particular is a really budget-friendly box. This one here has the Apache 1800 case, which is pretty cheap at Harbor Freight, you know, less than 20 bucks. And what I'm using in here is a Rockville 5 1/4 Marine coax speaker, and you can pick these speakers up, a pair of them, on eBay for less than $20 for the pair. I think it was $18 for the pair of these, and they work really well. That's a woofer with a tweeter, and it's a marine grade, so you know, if it gets wet, it's okay. We'll look inside this one and see what all's here. Of course, we have a 19mm push button, lights up. We have an external charging port, and then we'll take a look inside. Here's your Rockville MS 525 marine speaker. Here's a battery charger. You don't have to carry this in the case. And on this one, I'm running a 21-volt lithium-ion battery that came with a handheld power blower. It was really cheap. I think I give $14 or $15 for the power blower, and this is what that looks like. Right here, this is the power blower, and it came with the battery. I just needed a battery. This was cheap, so I got the battery. I soldered my power connection straight to the battery terminals here. They're in there nice and solid. And then I run an external charging cord, because this plugs straight in to charge it. See here, it's a 5.5 by 2.1 charging cable. I ran it over, took the male, ran it to a female, put it right on the outside of the case for easy charging. Because this one doesn't have any protections built into this battery, I ran a LVC, which is a low voltage cutout, and so you set your voltage so that once it drops below a certain amount, it shuts it off. That way the battery charger will still charge it up. I think I've got this one set around 18 volts. And this is the ZK1001U single channel amplifier. I used a box that I got from Harbor Freight, that the lever connectors, which are these here, the box that they sell those in, and I just cut it up and mounted my amp inside of it, and then I velcroed it to this. You'll see in my other cases that I use a 3D printed amp case, which I purchased from Built Not Bought Boomboxes. He does a lot of them, so I've been buying a lot of those cases from him. But this one's going to my grandson for Christmas, and I was just doing it as budget friendly as I could, to see if he's going to take care of it. He's about to turn 9 years old, and it's a nice little speaker box. Like I said, this is the charger. This is the inside. And to charge it up, just open the port, hook that up, plug it into the wall. This will be red. Once it turns green, it's fully charged. You're good to go. And this is the Apache 1800. This one sounds really good for what it is. One of my favorite combinations for the 1800 is with the Kicker 5 1/4. This Kicker 5 1/4 sounds fabulous. It sounds great. It's got plenty of mid bass. It's got some bass to it. The highs are great, and this one's built a little different. This one costs more. The Kicker speakers do cost more. I think they're around $50 to $60 for the pair. This one also has a 19mm push button, and this one doesn't have the external charging port on it at this time. But let's take a look inside. Well, this one is a project, that's why I don't have the port on it. This is one that I'm building for my daughter, and I thought it was the matching one to what I had. So let me grab the other one. This one is a project that I'm working on now, so that's why I don't have an external port. It'll have the battery amp and everything, but I thought this was the other one, which is right here. Looks just like it, except speaker is offset to one side, opposite sides. I'm building these. This is for her fiance, this is for my daughter, and you can pair these up because these the ZK1001U amp has TWS, which allows you to pair these speakers up and separate them and play them off the same. You can play them off the same phone. Bluetooth plays both of them at the same time, so you get like a stereo effect. Let's set this one down. All right, this one here has the external charging port right here, just like that first one. This one has a little bit smaller push button on it, but it has some goodies inside. You have your kicker 5 1/4. Here's your charging power supply here. This is your ZK1001U amplifier, and this is one of the 3D printed cases sold by Built Not Bought boomboxes. And on my ZK1001 amplifiers, I have a new one right here, it just came in. I do have there's an H1 tab on here, and I have it soldered so that it plays stereo, because these are mono amplifiers, but you can solder up a H1 connector on here, and which is right in here. And if you put just a little tab of solder on there, it turns this into a stereo amplifier, and both sides will come through the speaker at once. And I do all mine that way. They work fine. If I had a dedicated pair of these that I was going to run them together all the time, I probably would just leave it mono, and then when you pair them up, one will be left, one will be right. But moving on with this one, I do use this sound deadening material in the backs of all these smaller boxes. I don't worry about the sides because this thing's kind of solid on the sides anyway, and you're not putting a lot of bass in these, so there's no flex to worry about in these small boxes. This one has a Palo 24 volt 3 amp hour battery right here, and this battery is really nice. It lasts a long time. It costs more than, say, these cheap 21 volt batteries, but I think it's a 25, no, this is more around $40 for that battery. So you got the $40 battery, you got the speakers around $30 a piece, and your amplifier, which is, depending on how you buy them, between $15 and $24 for an amplifier. And then your case is, another 20 bucks. But this speaker does cost a little bit more, but I'm telling you, this kicker 5 1/4, this thing jams. It gets loud. It's got a great sound to it, and personally, this is one of my favorite setups, is the kicker 5 1/4 with the 1001U amp. We're going to move on to another budget amplifier, which is the Apache 2800. And this one I'm running a Pile 6.5 Marine speaker. It's a coax, so it has the woofer and tweeter built in. I also have an external charging port here, and it has a 22mm push button on it. Looking inside, here's your Pile speaker with your foam, and this one's going to my granddaughter, so it's kind of on a good budget on it as well. I'm running another of those another one of those 21 volt power blower batteries with a external charging port running to the outside. Is right underneath this amplifier. Excuse me. This is another ZK1001U amplifier with a built not bought boombox's case. This is it's a pink case. It's for my granddaughter, and I also have a low voltage cutout right here in the corner for it. This one sounds good. It is a cheap speaker. I think I get $45 for a pair of those Marine speakers there, and they sound decent. Are they the best? No, they're not. But for they sound great for what you're buying there. I believe the Kicker 6.5s are awesome. The Polk Audio 6.5s are awesome. There's so many Orion. A lot of 6.5s that sound really good. This box is very versatile as well. I believe you can put two 5.25s in here. I know you can do the 6.5, and one of the favorites of a lot of builders is running a single 6x9 in this 2800 box, because those things really get down and sound really well. But this one also is a budget build as well. So this is going to be a gift to my granddaughter, and this one is marine grade as well. So if she gets the box wet, just like this 5.25 box, if my grandson gets it wet, it's not a problem. It's not going to hurt it. The push buttons are rated, I think, IP65, so they're waterproof push buttons. And these boxes are somewhat, I'll call them water resistant. I'm not going to say waterproof. They are sealed around the outside with Lexel, which is a silicone so what we got here, it's a silicone sealant. It's elastic, and it works good. It sticks to a lot of stuff, and it works good for these applications. On the inside, I use Velcro on all of the big items, and for the small items, such as the lever connectors, which are right here, I use E6000. I just put a little glue on the back of them, lay them down. I'll set something on them for a few hours, and they're stuck to the case. They're stuck to the case really well. You can get them off. You just have to break it off. Well, pry them off, but they're stuck really, really good. They shouldn't go anywhere. But Velcro on the back of the amplifiers, Velcro on the back of the battery, so I can remove the battery and replace it if I need to. Velcro on the back of the LVC. Now these LVCs, if you're using this aluminum backed sound deadening material right here on your low voltage cutouts, you have solder connections on the back of it, so you can't just stick it straight to this aluminum or it'll short out. So I use Velcro, and this is just a 10-pound Velcro. You can get it at Walmart, or you can order it. And I just used the Velcro on the back of the LVC, and there's 2 layers, so it protects it from touching the aluminum backing. Alright, well, that's all I've got on these 2 boxes. Like I said, this box is very versatile. You can put a series of speakers in it that work well, and the 2800 is probably one of the most used boxes out there, just because there's so many different speakers you can use in it, and it's not real big. It's easy to carry around, and it's very versatile. So anyway, that's all I've got on these. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. 402 boomboxes, and we're gone.